keep living the adventure. Axis of Awesome.
Incoming transmission.
What is up, adventurers? Welcome to another Who's in the Shop tonight. Thanks for joining me on this chilly October evening. Before we get to our guest tonight, famous guest tonight, as always, let's do a few housekeeping things. So first, I want to tell you guys, I am going to mark myself safe from the FBI investigations into the NBA gambling scandal. I don't gamble, and I'm not a part of that, so I just want everybody to know that. I love it. Anyways, so Golden Skull has been going great. We've had some really cool videos and photos drop here recently. We'll talk about one here with our guest in a second, but this one here from Grunga Toys was really, really cool. I didn't even know if Sydney meant to do that, but this was wild. This was super dope. I love it. It's really, really awesome. And then, of course, Phil Mahalik dropped his photo as well. And that was super cool. And tomorrow, guys, be on the lookout at G.I. Joe: The Lost Chronicles. Adam is dropping his, and you know it's going to be completely awesome and amazing. So I can't wait to see that. November coming up, we have got another guest. Mr. Greg Brown from Cotswold Collectibles is going to be joining us on Who's in the Shop to hopefully share some new stuff coming out from Cotswold and talk about all things G.I. Joe 1/6. So be on the lookout for that. And last but not least, before we get to our guest, RIP to Mr. Ace Frehley, Kiss's guitarist, 1970s, one of the founding members. My favorite member of Kiss, the coolest member of Kiss. He will be missed. So Godspeed, Ace. We'll see you soon. Hopefully I won't see you soon. But anyways, guys, my guest tonight is a person we all know and love. He's probably done more for the 1/6 scale community than anybody in the last several years. I know that my channel has grown because of my appearances on his show. He's a super cool dude, and can't wait to have him here tonight. Mr. Paul Knapp. What's up, brother?
Yeah, bro. Thanks for that intro, man. Appreciate it.
How's it going, man?
It's kind of weird being on this side of the microphone.
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is. But
I don't have my list of questions to ask you.
I know when you reached out to me and asked me what all I was going to ask you, and I said I do all this completely unscripted. I just bring people on and we just talk and see where it goes for about an hour, and it usually is a lot of fun. Sometimes that goes a lot longer. You know, you get people like Greg Brown and I think we did a 2-hour when Sean Huckster and I did like a 2-hour. And so who knows, man? Yeah. I know you're a cool dude. You got a lot of stuff you can talk about. So this is going to be super fun, man. So what's going on?
Dude, this is the first time I've ever been nervous getting on a live stream, man. I'm like, holy shit, what's he going to ask me, man? What's he going to ask me?
Well, I told you backstage that I had some trivia questions for you. So one trivia question at the end of the live stream. So
save that till the end, man.
It's going to be great, man. Let's jump in the chat real quick and we'll see who's all on here. We got Murray Corrigan, obviously jumping in from Canada. Awesome. Adam, G.I. Joe: The Lost Chronicles. Ernie's Attic. Mrs. Stacy Armstrong jumped in up there in Michigan. Ed Gein, Mr. Ed Gein up there. Michelle 555. What's up? Moon Doggy. The great Rick Bradshaw, the 60 pick is here. And that wraps it up, man. Got some good guests tonight. We'll probably have some more people jumping in as the live stream goes on. I know some people work on Thursday nights.
Dan DiBiase.
Oh, the Danster showed up. There he is. Yep. He just rolled up in here.
2.5 hours with me. No, I don't think so, man.
No, you got to sleep, man.
Yeah, right. I'm a bit.
Adam LeMay's here. Great, man. Yeah, you got to go to work. You said you're going to work for free, so.
Yeah, this is my starting my 4th week of not getting paid from the government. Thank you. I don't know. Who do we thank? Trump, or do we thank the Democrats? Or we're not going to get into that.
Uniparty, everybody. Yeah, we could digress. We could devolve this podcast or this live stream into. Oh man, I always say I always tell my buddies, I get together with my my coworkers. I got some really good friends. And we sit around a campfire and smoke cigars, and it always starts off with sports, then politics, and then it digresses to who killed John F. Kennedy. Like it always goes to conspiracy at the very end. I always tell everybody it's a great night, and everybody's usually drunk except for me at the end. We got there's Dan. So man, what's been going on? What's new in your zoo,
dude? I wish I had stuff like Jim Egner and say this. I got this.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. You saw my toy soldier thing that I started this year.
I did,
and the boxes that I made. So I mean, that's like my newest adventure that I've started. But I mean, to say I do that all the time, that's just once or twice a year I make a bunch of boxes up and start working on those play sets. But it's really taken off. I didn't think it was going to take off the way it did. I think because nobody else is out there doing it. Kind of like we started this 3 years ago. Nobody else was out there doing it. So now I'm getting a lot more views on my TST Toy Soldier Tuesday than on my Monday shows. So.
Yeah, I've noticed it's super fun show, and I always tell everybody there's a bunch, and I always mean this in like the most respectful way possible. There's a bunch of psychos on there. Like I watch it I watch it. If I don't watch it live, I'll watch it the next day at work, because there's some serious collectors in that scale. I didn't realize it.
Oh yeah, there's true vintage guys. Like, you don't deviate from Mark's vintage stuff. Don't copy it. Don't paint it. Don't do anything to it. And then there's guys that are 3D printing anything you want, and other guys are like totally against that because that's like taken away from the vintage stuff. And then you got guys like me. I just mash stuff together and, hey, whatever fits. So
when did you get into doing, when did you start? I've kind of know your journey through G.I. Joe and stuff, because we talked on camera and off camera. So when did the marks and all the toy soldier stuff start with you?
I mean, as a kid, we all had plastic army men, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, my first one, I was trying to think back. It was probably 1974, 75. My older brother bought me my first Ford Apache from Sears. I remember being in Sears and looking at it every time we went in there. You know how they used to have those displays up? And I just wanted it. I died for it, man. So, 74, 75, 76, that was, Battleground, Ford Apache, and then I got the Guns of Navarone. That was my last one.
Yeah, I had that one.
Yeah, because 78, then Star Wars came out. So then, the big Christmas gift there was the Death Star, so I got that the next year. So toy soldiers kind of went away. But then as I got into, after college, got married, I was like, yeah, I'd like to put my sets back together, see if my mom still had the stuff in the attic. Pulled it out, missing some pieces here, pieces there. Get on some of those live streams back on, AOL login, and there's guys out there selling plastic toy soldiers. I was like, hey, this is cool. I didn't know there was a whole genre of that out there. I knew about G.I. Joe guys, but I didn't know there was plastic toy soldier guys. And sure enough, man, that's how I just got started on that again. And yeah, just loving it.
So is that something that you did all through like college and stuff, or did you come back and revisit all that later on? And like,
that was probably
after kids were grown and everything.
I wouldn't say kids were grown, but yeah, about 25 years ago.
Yeah,
I started that. Yeah.
Did you start going back and looking for sets that you had as a kid, and then just went from there?
Yeah, that's how I started. And then I was like, oh shit, I didn't know they made this set. I didn't know they made this, Then you just start building on those. And you meet some of these guys at these shows, and you're like, wow, like I've only touched the, I thought the Guns and Navarone was it, or having a Ford Apache was it. I didn't know they made 25 different Ford Apaches. I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
That then you start getting down that rabbit hole, just like GI Joes, man. It's just crazy.
So what do you think you have the most of? Do you have the most toy soldiers, GI Joes, Star Wars, or what else do you collect?
Toy trains. I have N scale trains. Matter of fact, that's probably what I have more of than anything. N scale trains. I mean, behind me, you're looking at over 500 GI Joes.
Yeah, you
and those are
really
just the ones that aren't in the attic. The ones in the attic are from 1964 to 1976. I have all those boxed up. There's probably over 100 of those up there.
What's your favorite Mark set?
Mark's probably the Guns of Navarone, only because I had it as a kid. It was one of the cool ones. I do have Comanche Pass, which is another one of their vertical sets. That's a pretty cool one too. That's the one. Go ahead. You had to pick when you were a kid. You got that one or this one. You couldn't do both. So.
We had Guns of Navarone, and we played the shit out of that thing. And then when we really got into the early 80s, we got into the HO scale stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we got into all that stuff. Like I got a brother, and I'm trying to talk him into coming on a live stream sometime and showcasing all his HO scale stuff, because he started collecting like in 81 and all the way up through his 90s. So he has a ton of just HO scale. We used our Guns of Navarone set for the HO scale guys because we thought it was scaled better. So we would do that. We'd play toy soldiers all the time with our HO scale soldiers when we were little. But Guns of Navarone was an iconic set. And I always felt like, do you remember Eagle Force, Migos Eagle Force lines, the little diecast guys?
Yep. Yeah.
Do you remember the Eagle's Nest or whatever? Yep. It looked like, it almost reminded me of the Guns of Navarone.
Yep. I do remember that.
I always wanted that thing. That was such a weird.
And they were metal figures, right?
They were little metal ones.
Yeah.
And actually, Rick's in there. I know that is it Fresh Monkey Fiction's getting ready to do a line of 1/6 or 1/12 scale Eagle Force figures that look really, really cool. So I'm sure Rick will buy all of them.
But I mean, did you have toy trains growing up as a kid?
We did. We had. I want to say we had. The HO scale trains.
Well, my dad, my brothers and my dad always had the Lionel, the big stuff.
The big stuff.
But that only came out at Christmas. I mean, you didn't have it year round. My brother, after Thanksgiving, he would break out the trains and he'd start setting it up, and you weren't allowed to play with it. See, Santa Claus turned it on at Christmas.
Oh, that's really cool.
So when you came down at Christmas, you saw the trains and everything lit up. That was the deal for us younger kids. You could help Santa build it and set it up and put the houses out, but you weren't allowed to turn it on. Santa turned it on. Yeah, so it was like a big surprise Christmas morning, to come down. So, yeah, but they've always had HO scale, and Lionel scale when I was growing up as a kid. So I kind of got into that. And then, like, after college, I was like, we move around so much because my ex-wife was in the military. I was like, I can't lug all that big stuff around. So I went down to the N scale stuff.
Okay.
So I actually started collecting that before the GI Joes. So, like I said, I probably got a lot more of that than I do GI Joes or toy soldiers.
We had a ton of HO scale stuff, and my family, my mom and my dad's family were all railroaders here in Central Illinois. Sure. So when my mom's parents immigrated over from Ireland, they worked at the railroad yard. So I have a box of old pictures from like the late 1800s. And they had a big roundhouse in there where they lived in Mattoon, Illinois. And I've got all these black and white pictures of the roundhouse. So my uncle, my mom's brother, he's a huge train fan. So he has a ton of trains. Like he has N scale, HO scale. He has the big, huge ones. I don't know what scale. What scale?
G scale.
Yeah, giant ones. And he has a big setup. And he's a complete psycho. He'll go ride trains. He'll get on trains and take them across the country just for a hobby. I'm like, whoa. Trains are super fun, man. I love trains. But so I gotta ask you, so when did you start your YouTube channel?
I looked it up. I think it was 12 years ago I started.
12 years ago. What made you decide?
Yeah, but I know, but it was really only during COVID that I really started building on it. I created my channel, didn't put up much, had a couple of things up there. And then when COVID hit, I said, I'm going to really sit down. I got all this time, working from home, and I started with my railroad stuff, and I started building buildings, and just showing people how to build model kits and stuff like that. And then I found this thing called the Axis of Awesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck's this? You know? So I literally, so I found your channel and I was like, these guys are doing with GI Joes that I want to do. You know what I mean? And then I found Adam's channel and
Yep.
I was like, oh, this is super awesome. So then I don't know if you remember, I reached out to you first.
I do.
And
I still got the
I was
email.
like, I want to be part of this Axis of Awesome. I didn't know there was, at that time you had what, 5 or 6 guys in it at that time.
I think it was like 5.
Yeah. And I'm like, and you were like, oh, it's no big deal. And I'm like, well, no, I want to join. How do I pay my dues? You know, like, what do I got to do? And so when I put that box challenge together, I think that's what really brought me into collecting more GI Joes. And then like I said, this started, and I was just like, wow, you know, for a long time I had these up in my bedroom.
Oh, really?
When I got divorced, I moved into a townhouse, right? I downsized.
Okay.
And you know, the garage wasn't finished, nothing was here, and I had those all in my bedroom when I started dating a girl. And she, you know, first time in my bedroom, and she's like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Because I got 500 guys staring at me here.
That's hilarious.
So I just had them all on my shelves. I was like, all right. So I had to figure out something. I was like, you know, I got all these. I'm not putting them in the attic. I'm like, I got to display them. I got to do something. And I said, I'll just turn the garage into a man cave. So got rid of all my tools and, you know, got a separate place for them. And this is strictly my toy room. Like, neighbors walk by and they're all, can we bring our kids in to see your stuff? I'm like, yeah, sure. You know, if the garage door's open, I'm here, you know, come on in. Every UPS guy, every FedEx guy stops and takes pictures if the garage door's open, you know.
No shit.
Yes. I mean, it's kind of nice. I mean, when I first moved in here and, you know, the kids' bus stop is like right outside my
They just walk in.
Well, no, at first it was, don't talk to that guy. You know, he's got dolls. And they were like, the kids and mothers were like running past my door. But now that I've been here like 15 years, they're all like, hey, Paul, what's up? Can we come in and see stuff? Yeah, it changed a lot over the last 15 years, man. So now at Halloween, I open up at the garage, kids come in, they love it. And then again at Christmas, you know, I always do a Christmas display, either my trains or last year I did Legos for the first time. I never was into Legos, but
that was a big set.
I did a Lego display. This year's going to be Star Wars. So I'm doing a giant Star Wars diorama.
Are you going to do it with your figures?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can see. I mean, I got a bunch. I probably got 20
got all
ships.
The ships and everything.
I got all the ships hanging from the ceiling right now.
Oh, dude.
I already started working on that part of it.
So do you have your display figured out what you're going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to do a sand area, a snow area, and a grass area. And it's going to be a combination of all three. Endor, you know, Tatooine, and Hoth.
Do you still have your Death Star from when you were a kid?
I don't. I sold all my vintage stuff. So everything I have now is the newer stuff from you know, the 90s when they started reissuing. I don't really regret it. I didn't. Looking at the newer stuff now, the figures, they're so much better than the old stuff.
They're super nice, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with the new stuff. So,
you know,
Daryl DePriest was huge into.
Oh yeah, he did the book.
Yeah,
he did that book. Yeah.
So me and him were talking about, you know, doing something together in the near future.
Oh, that'd be great, man.
Yeah. So
I love Daryl. I like to talk to Daryl sometime. I like to try to get him on a live stream. I don't know.
Dude, he's great.
If he would come on my live stream. I mean, I'm kind of a crackpot operation here.
He loves talking about anything dealing with Hasbro or, you know.
I got no shit. One of my good friends at work who we're both we've worked together probably since I would say 2000. He's in his parents' house. He still has a Death Star.
Yeah.
He's got a Bionic Bigfoot. And he's got several other things. And I told him, we've been talking about this for a couple of years, but he's such a procrastinator. It drives me up the wall. I said, why don't you grab your toys, get him down out of both his parents have passed, and he's living in his parents' house right now. I said, grab your stuff, bring it over, and we'll do a live stream, and you can tell us stories about your toys.
Right.
We'll set your Death Star up because he has a great story about when he was a kid. His mom kind of made him play with this other kid, and this kid would come over, and my buddy Chris has the Godzilla with the firing fist.
Yep.
He says this dude would sit and fire that Godzilla fist into that cardboard outer shell of that Death Star and just drive him up the goddamn wall doing it. And it's the story he tells is hilarious. But I keep telling him, I'm like, man, get your shit and bring it over, and we'll do a live stream. But he's like, I said, you can drink some beers. I don't give a shit. Just come on and hang out. But I'm trying to talk him into it. But
how many closet collectors do you think are out there, man? That's what I call them, closet collectors. They don't want to share, you know.
Oh man, millions. I bet you millions, right?
I would say
there's 300. Is there 300 million people in this country?
There's got to be. You know, I mean, it's just.
I bet you there's a million. I mean, how many serial killers do you think there are?
Millions.
Yeah. So what's your huh?
If you watch Netflix, there's millions out there.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. So what's your favorite Star Wars character?
Oof. I'm still a Darth Vader kind of guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, mine shifted, dude. I think when I was a kid, it was obviously Luke Skywalker. And then when I got older, Boba Fett probably. But Darth Vader's dope. Dope.
Did you ever dress up as one at Halloween or?
No, I dressed up as a Jawa.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I dressed up as a Jawa. I wore my sister. My sister had a brown sweatshirt, and I was really little. I was like 5, and so I wore her sweatshirt. And my mom put a brown belt around me, and then my dad made a gun out of 2x4s, and that's what I wore for Halloween one year. We used to make.
I gotta see a picture of that, man.
I'll try to find it. I do have a picture of it. We used to make all of our own Halloween costumes when we were kids.
Oh yeah.
And my mom still makes my son's Halloween costumes.
What sucked as a kid for me was I could never wear those plastic masks because I wore glasses. I had glasses from kindergarten, so everybody had the plastic mask. You know, the what's his name that made all the
Don Post? No.
Yeah.
The guy made the rubber masks?
No, not the rubber mask. The hard plastic mask. You know, there's a.
Oh my God, Andy and Indy's in here. He'll know.
Yeah. But anyway, I can never wear those, you know, so I always had to go as Dracula with glasses or fucking, you know.
Oh, no.
a clown with glasses, you know, it was like weird. So it wasn't until I went in high school that I finally got contacts, but it was too late that I wasn't trick-or-treating anymore. But
I got to ask you.
I can never wear a mask.
So you grew up in Pennsylvania, right? So
yep.
You went to Catholic school, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Did you guys
10 years.
Did you guys have Halloween dress up?
Yep.
So do we.
We did parades and everything. Little parades.
At school? Did you get to dress up at school?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to tell my wife that the other day, and she's like, they don't do dress up at school. I'm like, we used to dress up at school every freaking year back in the 80s, man. I remember having anxiety attacks. Like, I got to make sure my outfit's on point, you know, to go to like 3rd grade. You know, I don't want to look like a jackass.
Cooper.
Who's that?
Is that who made the
Cooper
masks?
It looks like it. Yeah, Cooper. I knew Dan DiBiase. No, Dan's a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, he is. Those guys are crazy, man. It's weird not having all my my panel here to help me out.
So are you dressed up for Halloween this year?
I am. So I work in physical therapy. So every year we pick a theme, and we've won first place the last 2 years. So we got to keep up the.
What were you last year? I think I saw it.
We did. Was it Barbie? We did Barbie last year because I was
Ken.
Yeah, I was Ken. Yeah, no, I was Ken. Yeah.
No,
and this year we are going as SpongeBob.
Oh,
so the whole physical therapy is all, you know, decked out and all the SpongeBob stuff, and I'm going to be the pirate. I'm the pirate dude. So.
Oh shit! The guy from the movie.
Yeah. Well, who sings the song at the beginning? You know?
Yeah. Who lives in the pineapple under the sea?
So I'm doing the pirate, and they all got their outfits. So we're ready. We're ready for first place again.
We are in a pirate. We're all about pirates. Not right now at my house. We just discovered this anime cartoon called One Piece. You probably never heard of it.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if anybody in the chat's heard of this cartoon One Piece. 1,000 episodes. Think about that. 1,000 episodes, and it's still ongoing. Like they're still telling a story. Like they got a finishing point. My son's been obsessed with it, and I was just like, I started watching it now, and I found myself it's like 6 a.m. I'm sitting on the couch with him. I'm watching One Piece before I go to work. And I'm like, what the hell's gonna happen here? So I got to go to work. I get on my phone. I start looking at this shit on YouTube and trying to find everything out. I've turned into a complete psychopath, man.
I'm trying to read the chats, but this is too hard, man.
Oh, there's a ton of chats on here. Hey, so are you guys dressing up for the live stream next week?
So we're definitely dressing up Tuesday. So that's what I was going to tell you. You're going to be on the Tuesday show
Yeah.
with Steve from Toy Room of Insanity.
Okay.
So if you haven't subscribed to his channel, check out Toy Room of Insanity. You're going to love it. It's all fantasy stuff. It's all dragons. It's all gore, horror stuff. That's all he does year round, and he's into Motu and stuff like he's probably 5 years younger. You know what I mean? So he's kind of at the
40s, 40, 45 probably. Yeah.
45-ish. Yeah. 50 maybe. But I just got hooked on his channel, man. And it's nothing I collect, but he's got a cool channel. And if you're into that sort of stuff, he's doing one on an off name brand pirate figures right now. And he's doing one every other day or so. And it's kind of cool because they're same size as Motu stuff.
Okay.
But it was just an off brand, and it said 5.5-inch figures play with your, other stuff, but it's weird pirate.
From the 80s?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all vintage stuff. He only does vintage. I don't think he does anything new.
Oh, I can't wait to get on there and check that out. That's going to be fun. I can't wait to come on that one.
Yeah. So we're going to dress up for him Tuesday.
How'd you find him?
Same as I found you, man. Just surfing the internet, man.
Just surfing the internet?
Surfing the internet, typing in stuff and toys and toy soldiers. And yeah, it just popped up, man. Toy Room of Insanity.
Wow. Have you ever, so I have a lot of people I'd like to get on a live stream, and I've reached out to several people. Have you had anybody who's kind of flaky about it?
Yeah. I don't know if I want to say his name because
you don't have to, but I know how it is.
Still maybe in the future. But
yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's gonna lead me into something I want to bring up on your show. I don't know if we want to bring it up now. But.
Oh, we can. Yeah, go ahead, hit it up. Let's bring it up.
This is gonna be my last year doing the Monday night show. So I did it for 3 years.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm dropping a bomb on your show, buddy.
Last year for the Monday night. So
Monday night, I'm gonna keep the Tuesday. Toy Soldier Tuesday is gonna keep going.
Right.
Monday night, Rick and Stacy have volunteered to take it over, so they're gonna.
Awesome.
They're going to still keep it going. They're going to still keep it on Monday nights. It's just I'm not going to be hosting it anymore. So,
are you going to appear?
What's that?
Are you going to come on from time to time?
Yeah. I told them I'll come on as a guest or something, but I don't want to be a regular. I want them to take it over. It's run its course for me.
Yeah.
I was going to quit a year ago, and Rick and Stace, they got me, keeping it up, and it was fun. But like I said, I'm kind of getting burned out, and
I get it.
Not that I'm saying I'm not collecting. 1/6 scale.
I saw
anymore.
your post about that. I'm still collecting 1/6.
I'm still collecting 1/6. I'm not collecting that. It's just I'm just not going to host the Monday night show anymore. So, but they said they're going to keep the same time and they're going to keep the same night because everybody's used to that. So nothing should change. It's just you won't see me.
It's really cool to think back to when you first emailed me a long time ago. And
that's 3 years ago, man.
Yep.
3 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. It seems like it's been longer. But to watch your show evolve has been really, really fun because it's always funny when when people start something new because you never know how it's going to go, and you know this.
Yeah.
But to watch how you evolve that show and then the guests that you managed to get on that show is pretty fucking cool, man. You've had some really heavy hitters on that show,
dude. I mean.
Some great guests. I mean, Ace
last week. Yeah.
I would love to talk to Ace sometime too. Ace is he cracks me up. I never make it on a show that he's on. Him and Daryl.
Daryl the Priest. Yeah.
Two guys that I've really really looked up to in a lot of ways as a G.I. Joe collector because I remember reading about them in the Collector Club newsletter. And then, Barry, when was it Barry you had on, right? A while back?
Gosh, there's been so many, dude.
from the regular Joe's podcast, was it Barry?
Oh, regular Joe's podcast, yeah.
Those guys there are really cool too. So, but man, you've had how many guests have you had on? You think?
Well, dude, I mean,
3 years.
We're on episode 41, so we had 41 just this year. Last year, I think I had 35 episodes. I was trying to beat, have one every week of the year.
Yeah,
I've only missed 2 weeks this year, so far.
Wow, man.
So. And again, I try not to repeat so people don't, I mean, Ace is cool, but you don't want to see him every week. You want to get different people in there.
Yeah, it's super hard. Me just doing the live stream every other week or trying to do live stream every other week. It's super difficult because you guys do a really good job of preparing because you get everybody on there. You have a really nice setup where you guys go around the room, you talk about what all you've got, you know, and it's always funny because I laugh because you got some guys on there that are going to talk for 30 minutes. You get Angelo on there. Angelo just keeps talking. And I think it's hilarious because I'm sitting there watching. And
I see Rick's in the chat room. Poor Rick. He goes 118 scale on us all the time. I'm like, what the fuck you do, man?
It's like each person in your panel now has their own like personality, which is really cool about it, right?
Yeah.
And that's awesome because I've known a lot of those guys off and on through Facebook and stuff, but when you finally get to meet them in like sort of like in person, it's really fun because you get to put, you know, an actual human voice and face to a name. Sure. And I know just doing my live stream, the guys that I've had on, I really, really love all those guys and they're super fun. And watching your live streams though, man, I've learned a ton of stuff. I've seen a lot of cool people, a lot of psychos, especially on Toy Soldier Tuesday.
Toy Soldiers, right?
My gosh, dude. So what made you decide to start doing Toy Soldiers Tuesdays?
I just, you know, it was my second passion really of collecting, and I was still collecting it in the background. I just wasn't showing anything on YouTube. And I was like, I don't think there's anybody out there doing a live stream on that. You know, there's tons of people doing stuff on Star Wars and, you know, everything else, you know, toy trains. I mean, there's a ton of guys doing stuff. And I was like, maybe I'll try Plastic Toy Soldiers and see how many people, you know, go with it. And then you get somebody like the Plastic General on there. If you've seen him,
dude, that dude is he is a trip, nut. Man.
But I mean, you get somebody like him on there, and then you're like, wow, there's really people out there like this that'd be. And then when I went to the Chicago show, you know, last month, I mean, people were coming up to me. They're like, I watch your show all the time. I'm like, hey,
really?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was like they were at my door as soon as I walked into the hotel. I mean, I don't understand how politicians and rock stars deal with that, because I was like shaking hands, like I don't even know you, dude. Oh, I'm in your chat. I'm in the chat, so you know I would never show my collection, but man, that's great. You're doing something for the hobby, you know. And I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. I was just throwing something out there to see if it would stick, you know. I didn't think it was going to take off like this. So
did you take your girlfriend with you?
Yeah.
What did she think of that?
She was just in the she stayed in the hotel room. She's like, you go do your thing, man. You go do your thing. So
I got to ask you about that. So I was sitting there watching that. I was watching your video. So everybody had their hotel rooms opened up with all their stuff like the night before?
I've gone to conventions. I've gone to Toylanta, Joe Lanta, the Gettysburg Toy Soldier show. I've never seen anything like this. They get there on Tuesday. Now the show is Sunday.
What?
These dealers start showing up on Tuesday, and they put a sign on their door saying Conte Collectibles or whatever they're selling, Barzo, whatever. And they just open up their door, and they have shit spread out all over their bed. And, you know, they're sitting there watching TV, and you just go in shopping. Yeah, I mean, in and out of rooms, and you're just trusting people that they're not going to steal anything, I guess. But they reserved 3 floors for just people that were dealers. So the 3rd, 4th, and 5th floor were all dealers. There was nobody else in the hotel that was staying on those floors. So the minute you wake up in the morning, I mean, you walk down the hall, you go get breakfast, you come back, and you see what rooms are open. And, hey, I didn't check out your room yet. I didn't check out your room. I mean, and then when Sunday rolls around, you know, everybody just unloads all their stuff from their room, whatever they have left, down on tables, and they do the tables.
Dude, I watched that video, and I was like, these people have fucking dioramas set up in their bedrooms.
Oh, yeah.
I was like sitting there watching, like, is this real? I was laying in bed with my wife watching this. I'm like, check this shit out. These guys literally have their hotel rooms open and all their stuff out there. I'm like, this is wild.
There was one guy.
Was it?
It was a Marriott, I think.
Was it the Rosemont? Is it the
we were in Schaumburg.
Oh, you were in Schaumburg. Oh, yeah. I know the hotel you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge hotel.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
was
giant.
Nice.
Yep.
So, but yeah, there's one guy, I swear, he had a diorama. He brought it with foam, you know. It was on his king size bed. I'm like, where are you sleeping? He said, oh, I bring a sleeping bag and I sleep on the floor. I was like, for 5 days, you're sleeping on the floor while your diorama's on your bed. He's like, yeah. I'm like,
wow, dude.
He goes, I'm not going to break that down and put it up every time. He's like,
oh, man. The bed. So, wow. Yeah, so I was watching that. And how many people do you think were at that convention?
They said it was less than usual. Now, that's the first one I've ever been to.
Okay.
So I have no comparison to what it used to be like. But, dude, I mean, it was in thousands for sure.
Was it bigger than Into the Joe conventions for sure?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to Joe Lanta in Louisville, the Kentuckiana show.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely bigger than that. Definitely.
Wow.
So that's why I'm thinking Toy Soldiers, nobody's really done anything with it. That's why I started doing the TST. I'm like, okay, well, if these guys are into this more than the G.I. Joe guys are, maybe I'll, do more for that. So that's why I started the channel on Tuesdays.
So what scale is that?
132.
132. Okay.
Yeah. So you're looking about 2.5-inch figure.
So is that the same scale as like the stuff we had as a kid? Is that
Yeah.
Mark's? Is that Mark's scale?
Mark's, yeah.
What's the stuff that I used to see from like Tamiya and Dragon? Is that 135th?
It's 135. 135.
Yeah.
Now those are models. Those are model kits.
Uh-huh.
So you have to glue them together. You have to paint them.
Okay.
Where these are just plastic molds. That come out of the mold, and you can paint it if you want, but most people don't. So
do you do any 135th stuff?
No.
Nope. Do you do any model kits or anything like that?
I used to as a kid. No, I don't anymore.
Not anymore.
No.
Yeah, I've been looking into. I'm getting kind of Atlantis model kits a little bit. I've kind of found some cool stuff that I've saw at like Ollie's of all places. Atlantis model kits on clearance
really?
there, and I'm like, oh, interesting. I'm like looking at them like I could use these for some photo stories. I just build these and then like Photoshop them in. But so how do you feel? I got to ask you this because I was going to ask you this a while back. But how do you feel about the 3D printing stuff? Do you think it's really revolutionized a little bit of the hobby?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's bringing in more younger people to the hobby, which is cool. If you want a figure that's, bent over backwards, flipping the finger, you can order it now. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That's all it is with 3D printing. Before you were stuck with what you had. These are the 8 poses in this group. You can buy a second group and you can cut them in half and make your own stuff, but you're pretty much limited to that. So, But yeah, with the 3D printing, I mean, there's a place called Spiria. They're in Sweden. Man, I've told them stuff like, this is what I want. I want this Civil War sniper in this position, and I want him in a winter coat because it's going to be in Fredericksburg, a battlefield. Dude, in 2 weeks, they've got it drawn up, and for $7, you get the figure. You know what I mean?
No, get out of here.
Yeah.
So, $7?
$7 a figure, but I mean,
that's again, like fucking crazy for 3D. Like they model it and print it and everything for $7.
Yep.
Get out of town.
Yeah. If you go on their website, you can say, I want this guy, but I want him to be a left-handed shooter. Oh yeah, well, they just flop it. No big deal.
So do they have a printer here in the States where there's no?
Well, that company doesn't, but I got 3 guys that do it now that I'm working with, and they're the same way. That one guy's making just accessories for me, and the other guy, he's working on a resin now that is pliable, which is really cool.
So it's kind of flexible.
Yeah. So because most of the times you get that resin that's really
super brittle.
Yeah.
Yep.
The resin's great for figures because you want that detail instead of the filament. You don't get that layered look. But when you're doing accessories like houses and buildings and things, the filament's perfect for that. You know what I mean?
So, like, what percentage when you guys went to that con in Chicago? Like, what percentage of the people there had 3D printed stuff for sale? It's
still pretty new. I'd say maybe 20%, 15-20%.
How do the vintage guys feel about the 3D printed stuff?
They hate it. They hate it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What don't they like about it? It's just because
again, they just think it's like if I can't find that one figure for this set, this guy can just print it out,
Yeah.
And it looks so close, you're not sure if it's vintage or not. You know what I mean? Now, Mark's put their stamp on the bottom of everything, so you kind of know theirs. But for some other companies, I mean, you could swear it's like, wow, that looks just like NPC or that looks just like Barzo. I don't know.
How do you feel about that stuff? Do you care or not?
Dude, if it brings more people to the hobby and it keeps it going, it gets younger kids in it, hell yeah.
Yeah. That was always my problem with the G.I. Joe, the vintage G.I. Joe guys. The people that the guys and I left all the groups on G.I. Joe where the guys were just like strictly vintage, this, that, because I'm like, you guys are out of your fucking minds because it's not about owning the most awesome vintage piece. To me, it's about using your imagination because these are toys at the end of the day. Like I get out and play with my toys. I take them out to the country, play with them in the mud, do whatever. I give my son stuff to play with. I get it where those guys are like, I don't like any of the reproduction stuff or whatever, but I'm like, dude, like you said, if it brings more people to the hobby, you should embrace that shit. It's like,
yeah, right. Yeah.
It's What's the coolest 3D print stuff you've seen?
So the one guy, Scavenger Toys, he's making figures that nobody ever made. Like nobody ever made CBs. He's making
Oh, wow.
construction guys, and they're carrying. They're not. Everything doesn't have to be battle. And he's doing. He did a priest. Saying the blessings before these guys go into battle and stuff. I mean, just shit like that. You're like, Marks would never have done this. You know what I mean?
No, for sure
A bunch
not.
of guys just sitting around eating their meal. They're not always fighting. You know what I mean? It's like some guys have to be intense and he's doing stuff like that, which is kind of neat. You know what I mean?
Have you bought any up of him?
What's that?
Have you bought any stuff from that guy?
Yeah, and he sends me stuff too to review. So I've been doing reviews.
That's
on my
even
channel.
better.
Yeah.
See, that's how great your channel is now. You're
Yeah.
to the point now where people just send
Yeah.
you stuff, which is really, really awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you to be able to do that because
my other buddy Brandon. Now I got to tell you this. He's doing all the accessories, right?
Mhm.
So I said, every year I want to come out with a new set, a play set, because I'm doing the boxes. I said, I want you to make me accessories for a set. So he says, okay. And we came together and we're saying, we're going to do the Battle of Fredericksburg, which was a winter battle in the Civil War. And it was the first time they ever did house-to-house fighting. And it's the first time they ever used a pontoon bridge to cross water. So it was the first water landing of any kind. Before it was just, find an open field, and even in the Revolutionary War, you find an open field and you fight and go home. This was the first time. So he's making a pontoon bridge, and he's doing all the research, and it's exactly like they did it back in the Civil War.
Really?
And I mean, with the pictures that are out there now, all he has to do is look at that and draw it up on the CAD system, wherever he's using. Dude, he's giving me some pictures. I'm just like, how are you doing this, man? It looks just like the picture. So that's going to be the set that I'm coming out with at the Gettysburg Toy Soldier Show this year. Is going to be the Battle of Fredericksburg, which took place, like I said, in December. And they're all going to be I'm going to go to Speria and get winter outfits on all these soldiers. So it'll be a set, one of a kind sets, and I'll probably only make like 8 or 10 of them. You know what I mean?
So do you talk to the Speria guys on just email or what?
Yeah, they're pretty open. Just send them an email, and they're like, yeah, they either have it already because their catalog's huge. So they either have it already and they'll convert it, or they'll make something for you.
Have you thought about getting them on the live stream? Do they think they speak good enough English?
Yeah, I reached out to them.
Yeah, what did they say?
Yeah, they're going to do something. Hopefully
that's going to be cool. People from Sweden are super cool people.
Yeah.
I mean.
So, hey, I got something to show you, man, that I'm hoping to get you kicked off the air, just like Jim Egner. Since you're into toy soldiers, I mean, this is something you don't see every day. Here's a Mussolini set.
Well, he's dude. We don't have any.
These? You think this will get you kicked off the air?
Maybe. I doubt it.
Should I show that? No.
I don't know. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny how freedom of speech applies to night show hosts, but not YouTube? Isn't that funny? Yeah. No, I think all that shit's cool. I am not one of those people who gets offended by anything. So I mean,
you're not going to find these sets at Toys R Us or anything like that.
So you see those? So those are the toy soldier things.
These are plastic toy soldiers.
It's historical stuff.
Of course, that's the man.
Is that Mussolini?
No, that's Hitler.
He got a oh, wow. I've been called worse. Trust me.
I mean, they got these guys marching, with the swastika post and everything. Yeah, but you're not going to find that in Toys R Us or Walmart. So,
not anymore. What's funny?
Those days are over.
Those. We're going to erase that from history, aren't we? Because that's going to make it all go away.
Yep. I'm surprised we're still alive.
I'm going to tell you, the Combat Joe stuff I review. So they had Nazi figures with complete swastika. And you'll see those every once in a while in Japan, and you're like, wow, this is pretty cool. I've got a couple of them. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I do not feel weird about that shit at all. What's your favorite genre or your favorite time period of your toy soldiers?
It's still probably got to be World War II. With the follow, Civil War is pretty close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that so? The toy is there an? I'm always.
I mean, even with GI Joes, it's like I'd rather have a World War II guy than an Adventure Team guy. I know you're big Adventure Team.
Yeah.
I mean, I had some, but the two hand-me-downs I had from my brother were a Navy guy and an Army guy. So
the vintage guys.
Vintage GI Joe. Yeah.
Is there a big community of those collectors on the East Coast
Of
of the United States? Like, because I know there's a lot of Civil War people that live on the East Coast, obviously, because
oh
that's
yeah,
where the majority
yeah.
of it took place. So I didn't know if like the 132nd community is there like like, is it spread across the country, but is it also concentrated into one area or no?
No, I think it's pretty spread out.
It's pretty spread
I
out across
mean,
the whole country.
because you look at that Chicago show. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
biggest show in the country. That's the biggest show in the world, actually.
Uh-huh.
Guys flew in from Europe for that show, and that's been going on for, God, I don't know, 40 years or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's usually World War II, and then a close second is Civil War era, and then it kind of is a toss up between like the Alamo or Revolutionary War, things like that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's interesting. Do they have any Mongols? Do they have any Mongol figures?
Oh yeah, dude, they got everything, man. They had
Yeah, because
there was a Planet of the Apes playset.
I always like to argue with people at work when I get all the young kids that work there. They're always talking about Nazis. I'm like, you realize that Genghis Khan
Genghis Khan
killed, Genghis Khan might have been the worst person in human history, right? Like he killed so many people. He changed the carbon footprint of humanity. You guys realize that, right? They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah. Have you ever,
he's worse than Hitler.
Absolutely. Like if you look that there's a, God damn it, what's that guy's name? He's a historian. He did a series on the Mongols, on the Khans. I can't remember his name now, but there's a historical record that I think it was a monk from the West was traveling along a road and he thought he saw a mountain in the distance. And the closer he got, it was bodies.
Oh,
bodies of people. And I'm like, yeah, imagine that shit, I've been to Dachau. I went to Germany, went to Dachau once, and I'm like, this is terrible, but I can't imagine like killing over like 60 to 80 million people when there wasn't that many people in the earth.
There wasn't that many people, right?
Fuck, man. It was so brutal back then. I'm like, I think about that a lot. I'm like,
and it was up close and personal too. You weren't shooting a gun,
Oh God, just some of
you
the
saw your enemy
stories
face to
about
face,
them.
right?
Woo! What's the so I've seen some deep sea diver 132nd stuff that looks really cool. I've seen it on Etsy and I'm like, that's pretty cool looking, Navy type stuff. How about the vehicles? Are the vehicles pretty cool?
Oh yeah, you can get anything, especially with 3D print now. They're printing out anything.
Wow.
You get German slug tanks and anything, man. So
wow. Do you have any vehicles?
Tons of them.
Tons of them?
Yeah.
Just World War II stuff?
Mostly, yeah.
Did you get German tanks?
Oh yeah, all of them.
King Tigers. Yeah. We had a ton of King Tigers when I was a kid, 1/72nd scale. We did a lot of World War II.
I don't have any radio controlled or anything like that, but plastic.
Do they make planes and stuff too?
They do. It's just a lot bigger. You know what I mean? And most of them are painted already. You can't get them like just flat color.
You got a favorite World War II plane?
21st Century and Forces of Valor.
Yeah,
they're two of the biggest ones. Yeah. So
do you got a favorite World War II plane?
Plane?
Yeah.
Probably the Mustang.
Mine's P-38 Lightning.
Lightning. Yeah.
I love that. My grandpa was a mechanic on P-38s during World War II, so it's kind of one of my. I got a cool picture of him working on those, and I'm like, this is super dope.
Well, you probably remember Baba Black Sheep, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Robert, what was the name of that guy in that?
Robert Conrad.
Robert Conrad from Wild Wild West, man.
Oh yeah,
good looking.
Dude, that was one of my favorite shows growing up, man. Love
Baba Black Sheep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Did you watch Emergency? Were you Emergency guy?
Yeah.
The Mego Emergency figures. I got an older brother who's a fireman.
Gage. What's his name? Gage. Yeah.
Chips
came out. Yeah. That was a little bit later though, like the A-Team and stuff. That came out a little bit later.
Yeah, Chips was like late 70s, early 80s, but I remember Emergency.
What was your favorite cartoon on Saturdays? See, because we're about a 5-year different, right?
You're 5 years older than me. I would say when I was little, it was probably Thundar the Barbarian.
Dude, I just watched season 1 and 2. I bought it on Netflix.
So fucking
that was
great.
One of my favorite ones between that and Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons is a really good cartoon.
Yeah.
Like people sleep on that. That's a really good cartoon. I know it wasn't like the game. Did you ever play that game when you were a kid?
No.
Or was that after your time?
I was probably in 7th or 8th grade when that really started happening, and then started chasing girls instead.
Yeah, well, yeah, I played Dungeons and Dragons in junior high, and it was intense. Fist fight stuff. There's the guys who are like super
Really?
serious. It was always the same group of dudes. They always had the denim jackets with the fucking Metallica back patches,
Yeah, yeah.
and they always thought they were devil worshippers, and they always played Dungeons and Dragons. And I was living in all these worlds at the same time. I played sports, I did nerd stuff, I did comic
Yep.
books. I always tell everybody like, when I was a kid, it was kind of like being gay in the 80s. I had to hide all my hobbies because I had all these different friend groups. You know, the jocks would be like, nerd, you can't believe you read comic books. I'm like, bro, I loved X-Men.
Yeah.
And I collect toys and stuff. And I like had this secret life that I live. But kids nowadays, that shit's out in the open now. Everybody's like, oh,
Yeah.
let's go see a Marvel movie. And I'm like, you guys don't know what it was like in the 80s, man.
Nope.
It was like crazy.
Max Hogg's here. He said Thundar's the bomb.
Thundar is the bomb. It's Thundar. I think Thundar.
I mean, I like Scooby Doo. I like that kind of stuff. But when it came to like realism, I guess, you know, I mean, Thundar. Because if you watch the beginning of that, that's scary as shit as a kid.
Hell yeah.
A comet comes between Earth and the moon, and
next week,
it said in 1994. Well, we were watching that in 1980. It was like, that's only like 10 years away, 15 years away.
That's why I don't skip leg day, because I want to be Thundar. I want to wear the loincloth, and I want to be out there with the sun sword, bro. When Three Eye Atlas passes here in December, it's going to do all that. We're going to be Thundar. It's going to be great. You're either going to be a sorcerer or a barbarian, one or the other, or a lizard person. It's going to be
but there was no like funny joking in that cartoon.
No,
that was just straight up barbarian shit.
That cartoon is what Masters of the Universe should have been.
Right.
Because they made Masters of the Universe cartoons sucked when I was a kid. And I see all these fucking dorks who get on there and talk about how great it was. I'm like, you guys are out of your minds. I remember the early Masters of the Universe box art was dark and awesome. I remember I was telling my son the other night, I was reading a book, and I went to see Conan the Barbarian when I was his age. When I was 7, my dad took me to see Conan the Barbarian. And I remember him closing my eyes and the sex scene with the witch. You know, he closed my eyes at that scene. But, you know, all the other scenes when Sandahl Bergman had her top off and he was hacking the head off a goddamn snake. My dad wasn't covering my eyes. It was just the witch sex scene. And I'm like, okay, you know. It was just such a weird time, man. The 80s were such an awesome time for movies, dude. Beastmaster, remember Beastmaster?
Beastmaster, oh yeah.
Was it Mark Singer? I think it was ripped.
I remember Arc 2. Do you remember Arc 2?
Oh, yeah, Arc 2, yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, that was kind of like Adventure Team. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, with that ATV.
Trailer
with that ATV. Is there any people in the 132nd who are doing like original cool sculpts of like just like weird shit that doesn't involve like time periods?
You mean like fantasy stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they're making. Yeah, but see, it's mostly 28 millimeter because they use it to play the games. They don't just.
Oh yeah, Dungeons and Dragons.
When they scale it up that much, it takes away from, you know, you don't get the quality. Because I've contacted a lot of the Etsy stores, and I was like, hey, can you make that 132? And they blow it up, and it doesn't look as good. You know what I mean?
The details just off.
Yeah, and 28 millimeter, they're making all kind of stuff, man.
Wow, man. Yeah. I think it's time for you to start playing Dungeons and Dragons, actually.
No, that's all I need to do is pick up Rick got me started in the 118 scale with us freaking
what?
World War II figures. Yeah.
From who are you buying stuff from? Is it you Fresh Monkey Fiction or Boss Fight? Yeah, who makes those? Let me pull that up. Let me get you.
I don't know if you can see that, but I mean, Rick got me started on this when we went to Kentuckiana. So I mean, this is kind of the stuff that I'm.
Shit, hold on here.
There you go. It's a little bigger.
Yeah.
Hope you can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, all the weapons come off, all the gear comes off. I mean, I'm like, thanks, Rick. Oh yeah, Joy Toy. This is
Joy Toy. Oh, okay. Now, I know Fresh Monkey, I think, is getting ready to make some Eagle Force World War II or Vietnam style figures. I saw that. Huh. Joy Toy is cool. I know the quality of them and some people bitch about the quality of them and stuff, but that's awesome. Rick's got you on some crack. I like that.
Rick is all over the place, man.
Dude.
He was such a cool guy to drive to Louisville with. Because You got me on one side, you got Angelo on the other side, which we're just fucking. And Rick is just
Never said a word.
He's the calm in the storm, man.
Never says a word.
Let me drive.
He just posted this pick tonight. Check this thing out.
Oh yeah,
Lobster Johnson, one of my favorite figures. That's cool, huh?
Yeah, that's good. I mean, he's doing awesome work, man.
He does, and he was fun to have on the show too. He was fun to talk. When he told me a story about his the World War II, his dad and stuff, that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's funny when when you get people on your shows. It's funny because you get to learn something about people sometimes, not all the time, but you get to talk to people that find out things about you didn't know.
I'm glad you didn't bring up my prison time. Thanks, man. That's good.
Well, hey, everybody has a dark period in their life. Everybody does.
Mine would have been 4 years in college. That was pretty dark.
4 years
I lived in a fraternity house for a year, man. You want to talk about crazy?
You want to talk about a nightmare? Try going to 4 years of college right now. You're fucking debt to the rest of your life.
Dude, I'm so glad we didn't have cell phones in college, because there'd be some pictures out there.
We probably never get jobs.
Oh no,
I know I wouldn't get a job at all. I mean, I'm glad they wouldn't have the internet back then too, because I was pretty stupid. I would have posted some dumb shit.
I think it was my senior year when we really started using computers, and they were just for taking notes and stuff. You know what I mean? So you entered college using a computer, right? Probably, if you're 5 years younger.
Yep. Computers were just becoming a thing. I didn't get my first personal computer until probably 95, maybe. But yeah, it was starting to become a thing. More and more labs. When I was doing a lot of lab work, we had a lot of computers. Yeah. But yeah, internet was really in its infancy.
Oh yeah.
But it's the coolest thing about our generation, the Generation Xers, is like we've seen so much shit in a short period of time.
Right.
My son will never understand that. Probably you go from
dial-up internet and rotary phones.
I was having this conversation with my 84-year-old dad the other day on the way to the airport, and we were arguing about something stupid, something about space. And my dad's an aeronautical engineer, and I probably sound like an idiot, but we were arguing about something about space, and I was like trying to tell him, like, dude, do you realize how much technology we've seen in my lifetime? And he was gaslighting the shit out of me or something. I don't know. It was I would love to have my conversations with my dad and put them in a podcast, because it would be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun shit. Yeah.
He's such an old school dude too, man. Like fucking slide rules. Remember as a kid doing math with your dad, and like he was trying to show you how to do it like they did it in 1950, and you were like, "Fuck, I don't understand this," And
well, see, my dad, I mean, he was in Korea.
Oh, cool.
He only had an 8th grade education. He went to work, because back then, that's, I grew up in a steel mill town. You either, worked, or, you were a smart kid and went to school, but, my dad wasn't. He 8th grade education, went to the steel mills and worked, till we went to Korea. So.
How many years was he in Korea for?
He just did a stint of 3 years, because, I mean, that's what they all did. They volunteered to go in instead of getting drafted. But yeah, he did. And my oldest brother, he went indoor in Vietnam, and he did the same thing.
Wow.
He was indoor in Nam, but he got stationed in Alaska, man. He didn't get sent to Nam. So
that's how my uncle was. He was in during Nam, but he was in Iceland or Greenland, I think. Yeah. He was like a naval. He was a naval communications officer on a plane, a radar plane or something. And so you had a brother in Vietnam then.
During that time, yeah, he just didn't go to Vietnam. Yeah. And then I told you earlier, backstage, my brother now, Ken, who gave me his 2 GI Joes when I was little. He's a retired Air Force colonel.
So there's 7 kids in your family.
7 kids in a family. I'm second to the youngest. Yeah.
Holy shit! Who's the youngest?
Good Catholic family, man. Good Catholic.
No
family.
Kidding. Who's the youngest?
My sister.
Your sister?
I'm 50. She's 50. If I'm 55, yeah.
So she's my age then.
Yeah.
Wow. So how old is your oldest?
My oldest. Well, there's 20 years gap between the youngest and the
oldest. Are you kidding me? Holy shit!
20 years. Yeah.
Wow, dude. What was that like?
I mean, it was fun growing up. Always having family around. Always, somebody was coming, somebody was going. Had 4 sisters, so yeah, it was. you know. But they always talk about how, you know, me and my younger sister, we had it so good, you know,
Yeah.
because we're
my
the
brothers
last
always
one.
say.
We get all the hand-me-downs, and we get all this, we got all that. You know, you didn't have to work for anything, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right,
That's what my older brothers talk shit about me all the time. My sister doesn't at all. My older brothers always talk shit about how great I had it. I'm like, shut up. You guys, I remember tons of times when you guys were, you know, get whatever you wanted. So everybody has a revisionist history of their childhood. So
Tim Copes freaked out. They're finding all kind of stuff out about me now. See, that's what I was worried about coming on your show. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this, man.
Well, that's the best part about bringing you on, because we're going to get to find out a little more
story of me,
about Paul Knapp.
Dude, I am. I don't know about you, but I am proof that anybody can make it through college. I mean,
I am too. I am too.
If I got a C in class, I was fucking happy to get a C, man. I was like,
me too.
I don't have to take that class over.
Me too. Smoke and mirrors. I made it through on smoke and mirrors, and I don't know about you, dude. I still have I have nightmares sometimes where I will wake up
late for class
or miss a lab
or didn't study for a test. Yep,
oh,
I still have it, dude. I graduated in '91, and I'm still in those classes.
Yeah, I told my brother Matt goes down to Columbia every so often. I was telling you about that off camera, but I tell him I need to come down when I retire here when my kid turns 18 in about 11 years. I need to go down to Columbia and do an ayahuasca trip and deal with my trauma from college, man. That was a stressful time, dude.
Yeah.
I drank a lot, but I made it through.
Dude, here's what I don't understand. And I mean, you work out, you understand this.
Yep.
I lived on pizza, wings, and beer.
Yep.
For 4 years of college.
Yep.
And I was 180 pounds.
Yep.
Now I can afford to eat the good stuff. I eat good. I exercise, and I never exercised either. Really.
Yep.
Dude, I'm like 30 pounds heavier. I'm like, what the fuck's going on, man? Like, I'm gonna go back to eating pizza, beer, and wings, man. Because this sucks.
It was all. I think it was all the stress and just running hard. Right?
Yes, man.
Running hard. I think it was running hard. I didn't sleep hardly. I drank. I bet you I drank a beer or two a day, Guinness a day, two or three Guinness a day. We'd just be at the bar studying.
Yep.
You tell people that now, they just scoff at you like, "What?
Yeah,
Are you an alcoholic?" I'm like, "No, bro, that's what we did." I mean, it was what we did back then. It was so fun. Stealing, not stealing tests. We'd have tests. They have library of tests, and you go grab. You were in a fraternity, so you guys probably had tests on file.
Yep, we had tests on file. Sure.
I've always said college is more about networking and figuring it out. It's like how you can figure. It's like a survival test.
Yeah.
And that's what it was, kind of. I mean, you went to Penn State, right?
Oh yeah.
Shit, what was that like in the 80s?
Dude.
That was the time, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because I was there from 87 when I graduated high school, 87 through 91. 86, they won the national championship. So we were coming off a high, you know what I mean? I mean, it was awesome, dude. It was parties all the time. And I mean, from Wednesday on, you went to class Monday, Tuesday. I remember my freshman year, I was pledging a fraternity and they raided the fraternity, right? And they pulled up school buses to take us all to the jail, right? To process us. And now my hometown is probably an hour and a half away, right? Well, this shows up in the local newspaper back home. Well, I never went home except for Christmas, So I go home for Christmas and my mom pulls out a newspaper from, 2 months earlier. She said, says here 180 kids were arrested. Were you one of them? I was like, yeah.
Oh, you could lie to
her. She never called me when I was in school, and dude, they made us go to AA classes for that.
You had to go to AA classes?
I was 19 and I was underage drinking. So I'm sitting in the AA class with a bunch of 65-year-old guys that have been in prison and shit. And they're all like,
oh my God.
What are you here for? I was like, I got caught at a party.
Yeah, we got arrested on a misdemeanor one night because we have this big creek that runs through the University of Illinois campus called the Boneyard. You've probably never been to Champaign, but it's a giant creek, and they were doing this project where they were filling the creek in and putting giant pipes enclosing the creek, so they could probably build some more apartment complexes. But we got drunk one night and we decided to roll those. They were probably like 10-foot diameter tin whistles down the street. We were rolling those down the street like hamster wheels.
Oh,
And we ended up rolling it off into one of the ditches. And we rolled into the ditch and we were drunk as shit. And they called the cops and they arrested probably 4 or 5 of us, And I remember my buddy had to clear out his ATM to come bail us out of jail. we ended up getting off and everything, but I don't think you get off for that nowadays. But we used to do a lot of stupid shit. It was fun. I had a buddy, one of my best friends in my engineering classes. He got his car towed because on college campuses, wherever you park, they tow your car.
Yeah.
He shows up one night at 3 a.m. We're playing John Madden football on I think it was probably a Sega or a PlayStation. And he's like, "Hey, if the cops show up, I'm not here." I'm like, "What?" He had rode his 10-speed across town and taken a pair of bolt cutters and cut the whole side of the fence out of this tow lot and stole his car.
Took his car back.
His car back. Yep. We talked him into turning himself in a couple of days later, and he did. And he had to spend some time in jail over Christmas break. And this fucking guy ended up getting kicked out of the Peace Corps.
That's pretty bad, man.
Peace Corps. Yeah. He was like a wild dude. Like,
are you still friends with college buddies?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, me too. How about high school?
Yep. Two of
you
my
still live in your same hometown, right?
I do.
Okay.
My best friend from college lives in Denver, Colorado. He comes back every year. We go to an Illinois football game together every year, and we go to a basketball game every year. And then one of my roommates owns a civil engineering company, and I'm really good friends with him still. We talk. And then my other roommates, we talk probably once or twice, every few months. But then one of my best friends from high school is actually the PE teacher of the junior high right down the street from my.
No way.
Yeah, he'll probably end up teaching my son, I imagine. So when he goes to junior high. But yeah, are you still friends with any college buddies?
Dude. I mean, because I played football, and baseball. So I've got 2 buddies that own bars back in the hometown. We get back together every time I go home, and I was trying to introduce Angelo and Rick to a couple of my buddies, and I told you that story, didn't I?
No.
Oh, I didn't tell you this?
Nope.
All right. How much time we got left?
We got plenty of time.
So I go back to my hometown, and I went back a day early, and we were going to meet at my sister Barb's house, right?
Okay.
So I go out the night before, and I met up with some of my buddies from football playing. They said, "What are you doing home?" I said, "Well, I'm doing this trip to Louisville with a couple guys that are on my internet." "Well, who are these guys?" I said, "Well, just they've been on I've known them for like 3-4 years on my internet channel." "Have you ever met them?" And I'm like, "Well, no, I haven't met them, but they seem pretty cool, So my buddies are all like, "They could be fucking serial killers, man. We want to meet these guys, man."
I love it.
So I had to bring them out the night they came into town for my buddies to meet them, to give them the A-OK, for me to get in a car to go to Louisville with Rick and Angelo.
What did they think when they saw Rick and Angelo? They're like,
they're like, all right, they're
these
just
guys
nerds,
are pretty normal dudes.
Yeah. They're like, "You're gonna get in a car and drive 10 hours with these guys you've never met before?" I'm like, "Well, I don't think they're serial killers, but maybe Rick. I don't know." Like,
Rick.
It was Rick. I think he's still in there chatting.
Did you guys go out to a bar or something, or what?
Angelo's like, "Oh, you got cool friends." I was like, "Well, they were actually scanning you, man. They were checking you out to make sure you were good."
They were casing you out. Angelo's
yeah,
like, "What are you talking about?" Angelo's, I'm Italian. I'm completely straight. Speaking of Angelo, did you see his?
I didn't get. Oh yeah, I watched it.
That's really good.
Dude, there's a lot of AI in that.
It is, and he was
worried about that. I said, "Dude, don't worry about that."
Oh, it's great. It starts off like an educational video, right? Like a history piece, and then it goes into a complete fucking different story.
Yeah.
It was great. I'm glad.
I said I'm kind of embarrassed putting mine out so early, because I was like, "Shit, all these guys are doing."
Oh no, yours was great too. I really enjoyed the stuff Cos made for yours.
Oh yeah, dude. Talk about 3D print, man. He's doing he's selling stuff on Cotswold now.
Is he?
Yeah.
You can tell he's a teacher because he's super sharp and he does amazing stuff. That's the coolest thing about our hobby, Paul, is like you talk about like the 3 years we've all known each other. If you look at all the people that have come out and like joined the kind of the community we've made, and then the way they've evolved and started doing their own things, that's
Yep.
really fucking cool, you
Oh
know?
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's been one of the coolest things, and that's what I love about the Golden School thing, and that's why I kind of wanted to do it, was because there's so many people out there that you have on your show who have a lot of cool stuff, and I always feel like they don't really have a way to really share it. Just by you come on a live stream and you show people your shit, but you're like, I want people to do stuff with it, and it doesn't matter how it doesn't matter how cool it is to you or anybody else, but the fact that people get out and use their imagination and make stuff and produce, like, I call it art.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of frilly, but is it,
No, it is.
that's the best part, you know?
Yep.
You know,
No,
there's a lot of go ahead.
No, I mean even just the toy photography. You know, I mean that's art. You know?
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah, using your toys. I mean, don't a lot of people got shelf queens. I mean, I got shelf queens, you got shelf queens.
Yeah.
But also we get out and do stuff with them. And that's something I was thinking about the other night. Like there's a lot of channels that I follow that I really like, but it's just, and they're cool. There's channels that are really good. There's people who they have a lot of followers and they're really good channels and I love watching them. But a lot of it's like all the same kind of. They're all just on there talking about what the latest toy coming out is and doing reviews of it and then talking to their fans.
yeah.
Now, that's cool. I like that, but I'm also like, I like people that do shit, like use their imagination and get out and do shit. And that's kind of the avenue I take. And I love that you made your photo story. You've made like 2 or 3 now. You did the one with the crates, which is really cool.
Oh, the crate stuff. Yeah.
The crate was really fun. And I'm glad that you did that. And I'm glad you participated in it. And I'm glad everybody else has really participated in it. And the guys who've waited till the last minute, you guys are cracking my shit up.
Oh, dude.
When Ernie was like, I'm so stressed out. I'm like, what are you
had
talking
10
about?
months. You had 10 months. Dude.
I know. You were busting their balls about that. I'm like,
I was like, my sister made one and she doesn't even collect G.I. Joes.
I know. I laughed my ass off when you said that. I'm like,
so if you saw my sisters, you know, just to tell the people in the chat room.
Yep.
So my sister, she sends me all these pictures. She said, can you, you know, here's what I did. Here's the story. Here's the lines I want you to type. But she didn't have the capability to do it. I said, no problem. Yep. So we went through the 10 pictures or so. And I said, okay. I said, so what's the villain's name? And she goes, Ken. And I'm like, are you shitting me? That's me, Paul. Barb is supposed to be her, I guess. And my older brother, Ken, is the bad guy who in our family, I think a lot of people look at as the bad guy.
Well, I was going to share something tonight if I could find it. Since we're talking about this Golden Skull thing here, let me pull it up here. You know, you made an announcement that you're not going to be doing the Monday live stream.
Yeah, so I'm going to finish it out to the end of the year. And
you're
like
going
I
to
said,
finish it out.
Yep.
I've got to find a picture I wanted to share with you guys. Let me find it and hopefully send it. Maybe I don't have it. Hold on here.
I don't want to see Michelle or Moondoggy crying because I'm not.
Well, I think it's going to be kind of bittersweet for a lot of people, man, because I think a lot of people look forward to it, you know. But you know,
it'll still be there. It just won't be me in charge.
Now, have they decided who the people are going to be?
Well, see, here's the catcher. Rick and Stacy both said they'll take it over, but neither one have a YouTube channel. So one of them's got to create a YouTube channel for it to take off.
Stacy doesn't have a YouTube channel. Dan does. Is Dan going to be on it?
Dan does. Yeah, Dan has one. So, and Ernie has one. So if they take it over.
Okay, so let me pull up something here. Okay. So let me make an announcement here. I got to remove a picture here. Hold on here. Hold on here.
Okay, cool.
Who does?
Stacy just texted. He said he has a YouTube channel now, so that's good.
All right. So 2026's new Axis of Awesome challenge is going to be Hunters of the Unknown. So if you guys watched one of my live streams a while back, I talked about a project I was doing for Largo when he was still doing his live streams, and he wanted us to create a kind of like an 80s inspired TV ad for a TV series, and he never really got around to kind of realizing it. So I'm going to do this thing called Hunters of the Unknown, which I kind of was making for his channel. It's going to be cryptids. So I've got more details I'm going to plan after the first of the year, but it's going to be a cryptid themed uh, project. So it's kind of similar to Golden Skull. Everybody gets to do a cryptid or monster photo story. So that's
I don't
what
know
we're
if we
going to
should give
do.
him 10 months though, dude.
Well, I was getting ready to make a joke about that. Like, I should probably give him like 6 months, but I'll probably give him 10 months again, because so I can watch everybody fucking procrastinate and squirm towards the end. You had 10 months. You're right. You guys had, dude. They had 10 months.
I know. I want to see Adams. His is dropping tomorrow night, right?
Yes, Adams is dropping tomorrow night, and it's going to be super cool.
Dude, between you and him, I mean,
we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun.
And Maxog, I mean, my God.
Oh geez,
I had to do that in 3 parts, man. It was 45 minutes long. I was like,
I'm hoping Cody. Did you see Cody's?
Yeah, Cody's.
Yeah, Cody's was funny as shit. I was like laughing. I'm like, whoa, and it was so. He
did stop motion though, right? I mean, that wasn't AI. Yeah.
I hope Pat puts one out. Tom's was really good. Tom's was awesome with the Batman cameo. It was great. Roberts was an epic. It was like a full feature film, which was awesome. It's funny. It was almost like, you know what's funny about it, Paul? I called it the Curse of the Golden Skull, and it's almost like everybody had something go on when they were trying to make it. You know, Angelo had the laptop. You know, Robert had a family emergency, I think. Adam,
I told you about mine. I lost my hard drive.
You did?
That's why I put it up so early. Yeah, because I was afraid I lost my hard drive, man.
Oh, wow.
Dude, I've lost everything.
What?
So I had an external hard drive on my laptop, right?
Okay.
You know, again, my brother Ken says, hey, don't trust your computer. They crash all the time. Put everything on a hard drive. I was like, okay. So I had an external hard drive on here. I mean, we're talking every picture from my kids from the year 2000 up till now.
What?
Every video I've ever made, all my iTunes music, and my divorce decree. I mean, passwords, everything. My Excel spreadsheets on all these G.I. Joes.
Oh, my. Gone?
Gone. I was carrying the laptop down to the man cave here, and it got unplugged, hit the garage floor, boom. I took it to a computer guy. He goes, we have to send this to a clean lab, you know, a clean room for them to open it up and see if they can fix it. They sent it to Cincinnati, starting at $950.
What?
Yeah.
What kind of laptop was it?
No, it was the hard drive. It was external hard drive.
What brand of laptop was it? Oh, it was external. It was external hard drive.
Yeah. Okay. So I just took that into them and said, here, I said it's lighting up, but it's not working. And they're like, yeah, we have to send it to a clean room. We can't open this up. You know, it's a whole. And so far, it's been there 2 months, and they still haven't been able to retrieve anything.
You should be taking that shit to the Pentagon and saying, hey, I know you guys can crack this shit.
You know, somebody can fix it somewhere.
There's some nerd that can easily find all the stuff on there.
Right. So
Do you have any Bitcoin on there?
No. No.
Well, hey, man, we're going to wrap this up, but I had a trivia question for you tonight.
Fuck. I forgot about that.
I'm going to pull it up here.
Better make it easier. I told you I barely made it through college, right?
Well, I don't know if I always try to use chat. I use ChatGPT to generate trivia questions. Now I have a buddy at work who's like, ChatGPT is dog shit. It's always wrong. I'm like, okay.
I was gonna say, what if it's wrong and I got the
right answer? I don't know. If it's wrong, then oh well. So here we go.
In the 1960s, Marx produced a place that based on historical events. Non-historical events.
Everybody in the chat can answer too if they know this.
Boston. Distinctive tall hats. That's what threw me off there. I was going to say Ben Hur set, but then it's not that. Stone Fortress. Huh.
Yeah, this is what ChatGPT told me. So
I would have said maybe the Robin Hood set because they had a Stone Fortress with that. But that would have been fictional.
It sounds like a pretty weird, rare set.
Yeah. The tall hats is throwing me off because I'm thinking like Civil War era with Abraham Lincoln in tall hats.
I think
right?
you're in the right. I think you're in the right era, but maybe the wrong country.
Country. So then it's Napoleonic. It's got to be a Napoleonic set, but they never made one. Battle of the Alamo.
The Alamo foreign issue. No kidding. The Battle of Waterloo. Murray Corrigan actually got it.
Yeah, that's why I said depicting Napoleon's final defeat at Waterloo. Yeah.
But the name's weird, right? Battleground, the Alamo foreign issue. How weird's that?
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was like, wow, that's pretty weird. Marx, France, and it said why it's obscure, wasn't sold by the U.S., features exclusive figures of British Grenadiers, French cavalry, and Highland troops.
Yeah.
Tall bearskin hats.
Yeah, I can understand that for Napoleonic era, but
yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
that was my.
I would challenge GPT on that one, man. I don't know.
I mean, if somebody out there can fact check me, or you can talk to your toy soldier community.
I mean, there's guys that know a lot more than I do on that stuff, man.
There's probably some guy who's from the toy soldier community right now who's just like, that's wrong. This guy's channel sucks. Skunkworks sucks.
Well, it wasn't you, it was Chat GPT, right? So
absolutely. Well, hey man, I really appreciated you coming on tonight. There was a lot of fun.
This was fun, man. I honestly I was scared for a little bit, but
there's nothing to be scared of, man. This is fun.
I wasn't sure what road you were going to go down when you started asking the questions. So
this is the best part about my live streams. They're just completely unscripted. I just bring people on and just ask them a ton of questions. This is kind of what I do. So
yeah, man.
And you, of course, thank you because you've inspired me to start my own live stream. So if it wasn't for you doing it, I probably would have never done this shit to begin with. Man. So actually, if it wasn't for you reaching out and bringing us on your channel, I would probably be still here in the basement making videos, not talking to anybody at all. So you've kind of brought me out of my shell, which has been great. And thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
Awesome, man.
You've made me connect with a lot of people I knew, but I would probably never connected with. I just would have been this wallflower. So I appreciate it, Paul. I know everybody out there.
Closet collector, right?
I would have been one of those weirdos you would have had on here in about 10 years. And but man, before we go, is there anything you want to say to everybody out there? Tell everybody where they can find you.
I think they know my channel right now. It's just my name, Paul Knapp. You can find me on I'm on Instagram now. I finally
saw that
Instagram account, so I'm out there and Facebook. But yeah, other than that, that's about it.
All right, brother, hang around backstage real quick.
Hey, I got you locked on for Tuesday, right?
Absolutely, I'll be on there Tuesday.
All right, cool, man.
I'll wear a Halloween costume just to
fit
in. All right, Paul, thanks for joining us tonight, man. Hang around backstage for a second.
Right.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. I really appreciate you guys jumping in to hang out with me and Paul. It's been awesome. Like I said, we're going to be doing Greg Brown here in November. Me and Greg have been talking back and forth, so we're going to probably do that in the middle of November. Next week is my photo story. Adams drops tomorrow night at 7 or 6, no, I think maybe 4 p.m. I can't remember. Get on Adam's channel, check it out. His drops. It's going to be super fun. Mine drops next week, October 31st. I know some of the other guys in the chat here are going to be dropping stuff too. So definitely check them out on the Axis of Awesome Facebook page and also YouTube. The week after the Golden Skull drops, I will be doing a live stream on Wednesday, I think November 4th or 5th, November 5th. And I will be having two special guests that will be doing the drawing for the prizes for the Golden Skull. So definitely check that out. There'll be more details coming soon. Guys, it's been fun. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for tuning in. And in the meantime, keep living the adventure and cheers.